Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Refi Fahlefi. I'm from Phase 4A English Education. In this time, I would like to read about my explained journal in my final examination. The title is Authentic Assessment for Speaking Skill, Problem and Solution for the English Secondary School Teacher in Indonesia. The first one is abstract. Although authentic assessment is obligatory in the 2013 curriculum in Indonesia, teachers find many practical problems in English classroom, especially when assessing students' speaking ability. This research aims to reveal the teachers' problem on authentic assessment to evaluate the English speaking skill of junior high school students. To find out teacher need an authentic assessment of speaking skill and to develop a model of authentic assessment suitable with teacher need and characteristic of the learners. This study was researched and the development study using the EDIN model. The data of the study were obtained from the teacher. Response on the questionnaires regarding the student needs on the use of authentic assessment for English speaking skill. The findings show 1. The problem faced by teacher regarding the assessment of specific language function. 2. Teacher need on the authentic assessment regarding the language function activities and scoring. The next method, research design. This research was a research and development design. Using the first development, design using the three steps of the EDIN model: analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluation. They were analyze, design, and develop, the three essential steps to be done in the EDIN model before teacher can implement and evaluate the authentic assessment of speaking skill in the class. The analyzing step include the analysis of teacher problems and the needs. Then, the finding on the problem on the need analysis were used to design the model of authentic assessment for speaking skill. Finally, the design was developed into model of authentic assessment of speaking skill for junior high school students. The result of development must be implemented and evaluated before the model is used widely by teachers at junior high school. However, the result of the implementation and evaluation of the use of the model of authentic assessment of speaking skill will be explained in a different report. Next, respondent. The respondent of this research were 120 secondary school English as a foreign language teacher from West Sumatra province in Indonesia, who have implemented authentic assessment in their class. They had taught the English subject for at least the last 5 years. Of the 120 respondents, 70 were female, and 30% were male. Their ages are between 13 until 5 years old. The data of the research were obtained from their response to the questionnaire given regarding their problem and needs on the use of authentic assessment for assessing English speaking skill at junior high school. Instrument. The instrument employed in this research was a questionnaire which was used to find out teacher. The instrument employed in this research was a questionnaire which was used to find out teacher problem and needs on authentic assessment for speaking skill at junior high school. The questionnaire was developed based on a small-scale survey of junior high school teacher need to answer the relevance and meaningful of the gap between the problem and the level of needs dealing with three main factors in assessing speaking skill, namely communicative function, various forms of assessment activities, and various topics of speaking assessment. There were 44 statement items used in the questionnaire. 13 items were related to communicative function. 13 items deal with forms of assessment activities, and 18 items were about types of the topic used in assessing speaking. The questionnaire using like scale were marked 20 and 14 with 5 options ranging from 1 never, 2 seldom, 3 sometimes, 4 often, and 5 very often. Used to collect the data related to teacher problem in assessing. Communicative function from assessment and the topic assessment. The questionnaire ranging from 1 not important, 2 less important, and 3 important and 4 very important were used to get the data related to the level of teacher need. For the fidelity and the reliability of the instrument, the current batch alpha of the instrument is 0.78, with proof that is highly reliable and valid as the instrument for collecting the data. The next, data analysis. Quantitative analysis of the data were conducted chronologically, beginning with analyze the problems and analyze the needs of the teacher. First of all, for analyze of the response from the 120 questionnaire taken from the participant, a frequency distribution method was used. Each option in the questionnaire related to teacher problems was scored 1 for never, 2 for seldom, 3 for sometimes, 4 for often, and 5 for very often. Then each option in the questionnaire related to the level of teacher need was scored 1 for not important, 2 for less important, and 3 for important, and 4 for very important. The score of each participant was counted, and the score of each item in the questionnaire was also counted. The mean score of each item is categorized into very low VL, low L, might, M, height, H, or very high VH. For like scale with 5 options, the interval score to decide the level categories are as follows: 1, 0, 0, 1, 15, very low, 1, 5, 1, and 2, and 15, low, 2, 15, 1, 3, 15, mid, 3, 15, 1, 4, 15, H, and 45, 1, 5, 0, 0, very high. And the last is conclusion. In this paper, problem and solution for English secondary school teacher in Indonesia have been discussed regarding authentic assessment for speaking skill. The conclusion that can be derived from the finding are as follows. 1. The problems faced by teacher regarding the assessment of certain communicative function are asking students to say the apologize and respond to the apology of others, asking students to introduce themselves, asking students to tell about the family, asking students to introduce classmates, asking students to tell the time, asking students to describe an object, asking students to describe a place, asking students to describe a person or animal, and asking students to give simple instruction. 2. Teacher needs on the authentic assessment regarding the communicative function. Activities and scoring rubrics for speaking skill have been found. The model of authentic assessment suitable with teacher need related to language function. The model of authentic assessment suitable with teacher needs related to language function. Activities and scoring rubrics have been developed. It can be concluded that the appropriate need analysis can be used effectively in developing an authentic assessment for speaking skill. This study is useful for teachers to assess the speaking skill of their student accurately, and students can be benefit from realizing their real ability and in which skill they need to improve. The limitation of this research is that using a self-perfection survey for the teacher might have led to biased result. Thank you. Maybe those might speak. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.